online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Well, I get upset, when you have to sit here, especially I live in the south end of right up down the street. When I come, I got to sit here for at least 10, 15 minutes just to get over to over to North Moorhead.
Frustrated drivers in Moorhead, nothing new as they wait for trains to pass, but it's now having an impact on the city's fire department. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Well, the Moorhead Fire Department reports it can only make its response time goals 2 out of every 10 times. And their routes are blocked for up to 6 hours a day. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric joins us live now from Moorhead with much more on this issue. Bradford?
Over 100 blockages a day. That's the count Moorhead Fire Chief Rich Dyson came up with after setting up a camera to monitor the tracks for 2 days. I'm out here on 11th Street in Moorhead. This is the closest railroad crossing to the fire station there behind me. And earlier today, I conducted a little experiment of my own. So the crossing arms have just lowered here at the railroad crossing, and I'm going to see how long for this train to go through.
There are times when, 2 trains in a row will show up, and you may be sitting here for 10, 15 minutes.
These crossing arms have now been down for just over 5 minutes.
Well, I get upset, when you have to sit here, especially I live in the south end of right up down the street. When I come, I got to sit here for at least 10, 15 minutes just to get over to over to North Moorhead. Yeah, it's very frustrating. I spend a lot of time sitting here.
Folks, it has been 10 minutes and 13 seconds that traffic was stopped as this train rolled through Moorhead. When it's this dry and this windy, fires can easily grow in 10 minutes. When response times are threatened, lives are put in danger, and it's been happening for decades.
This is an auto rail systems and analyst study from December 1975.
For 40 years, recommendations have been made about fixing this problem, and 11th Street has been on the radar since the beginning.
For first responders, that's definitely an issue.
The FM Metro COG says they are undertaking still another study, but it's different this time because they say the funding is now in place to actually do something. Right now, fire crews responding to a call have to either go east all the way to the river or west to 21st Street and the underpass. And when seconds can literally mean the line between life and death, it truly can be dangerous. Reporting live in Moorhead, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
All right, Bradford, thank you. Now, the funding for an underpass project would most likely be a combination of state and, depending on which crossing, federal funding. But that could be in jeopardy if Governor Dayton's transportation proposal is gutted by House Republicans. The Moorhead Fire Department says to contact them if there are any concerns about their response times for your family. Now, their number's on our website. Just click on this story on valleynewslive.com.
One person is dead after a rail yard incident in Omaha, Nebraska. Rescue crews were called to the scene this afternoon. Witnesses reported an explosion and flames shooting in the air. According to early reports from the radio, a hazmat crew has also been called to the scene. According to radio traffic, firefighters are airing out the structure until gas levels are safe enough to enter. GE Rail is the company listed at the address of the incident. It is responsible for repairing rail cars.
Well, to our weather now, an absolutely beautiful day out there today, and certainly not as windy as yesterday. Let's head over to Hutch Johnson to see if this will continue throughout the night. Hutch?
Yeah, it's pretty funny when we're enjoying a lack of wind and we still are reporting winds gusting over 30 miles per hour, but that's how much wind we've had the last several days with gusts over 50 in places. Wind is picking up. The fire danger continues to be quite problematic through the Dakotas into Montana, and it will continue this evening. Red flag warning until 9 o'clock. 80 right now in Fargo, 77 degrees in Valley City. Take a gander up in the Devil's Lake area. 66. What's wrong? Is the thermometer broken? No, ma'am. That wind is from the south over the cold lake, and same thing is happening out near War Road where it's 54 degrees right now. 64 away from the water in Roseau. Cooling off into the 60s with gusty winds all evening long at around 20 to 30 miles per hour. Stephanie, more wind and more fire danger in the forecast. It's Severe Weather Awareness Week. We'll talk about lightning and have your forecast too.
There's some good, nice temperatures, but got to worry about those fire risks.
Until we get green, I think it's going to be a little dry.
All right, thanks, Hutch. And if you want to stay up to date on all the breaking news and weather alerts around here, wherever you go, sign up for our Valley News Live text alerts. Just head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on the text alerts button for all the details.
Last week, we told you about two Fargo high school students saying that they have been denied their First Amendment rights after the school district segregated their pro-life club. The district classified the groups as outside agencies rather than approving them as official school clubs. Well, today, Congressman Tim Huliscap of Kansas sent the two a letter of encouragement supporting their cause. Fargo Public Schools sent us a completed list of student clubs and organizations at both Fargo North and Davies, which include the Gays Straight Alliance and Teens for Christ. To view the full list, go to our website at valleynewslive.com. The driver of a scooter was injured, taken to the hospital by ambulance after being hit by a car this afternoon. That crash happened a little over an hour ago near 10th Street and 2nd Avenue South. Traffic was rerouted for a time, but all roads are now back open.
PreK potentially impacts thousands of children and their parents in our area, and lawmakers in both North Dakota and Minnesota are debating whether to support it and how to pay for it all. Minnesota's Lieutenant Governor Tina Smith made a stop in Moorhead today to shine light on PreK. The governor's budget calls for spending nearly $700 million to get publicly funded PreK rolling in the state. Smith says they do continue to see mounting evidence that PreK works, particularly when focused on the specific needs of these very young children. Smith says the Dayton administration and budget proposal are also sensitive to the demands that this new program potentially is going to have on school districts.
No charges yet as investigators try to pin down what started yesterday's extensive grass fire near Barnesville. Strong winds and tinder-dry conditions helped fuel the flames that burned an estimated 1,000 acres. Officials said they thought an area resident being careless could be to blame. And more than 1,500 acres were burned in that grass fire just south of Bismarck yesterday, and we're told that the fire has been reignited. The University of Mary evacuated the Benedictine Center and Boniface Halls to Chick's Place. More than 20 agencies teamed up to fight that fire. National Guard Black Hawk helicopters were used to stop the fire yesterday. The cause is still unknown.
Upset college students in Moorhead are petitioning, saying the school is getting rid of their safe space. Now, major renovation at MSUM is about to begin, and some students aren't happy with plans to combine student groups together in one area. Members from the LGBTQ and women's centers say the university is going to take away what they call their safe place on campus.
I wasn't able to come out until I met these people in here that gave me the confidence to come out. And now I'm out. I'm getting married in a year and a half, and I never would have been where I'm at. I discovered myself in these rooms, and if I saw them go, it would be honestly heart-wrenching.
The school is moving forward with the Mosaic Center that will combine the groups in one area, but says they are willing to speak with groups who feel they need additional spaces.
There were more than bus riders with book bags today on some Moorhead school buses. Some were carrying badges. Police rode along to remind drivers to keep their eyes on the road. The concept is simple. Officers ride on school buses looking for distracted drivers. Other officers are positioned along the route to make contact with any violators. Both law enforcement and the school district want drivers to be aware of their surroundings near schools and around school buses. Today, officers stopped 32 vehicles. They issued 14 tickets for distracted driving. 18 other citations were issued for other violations, such as no seatbelt use, speeding, no driver's license, and careful driving.
Grand Forks is working on a master plan for the future of the city's arts and culture scene. Planners are hoping that everyone will take part in an upcoming event called Imagine Grand Forks. Planners say the idea behind this is not only to make Grand Forks an interesting and vibrant place to live, but also make it a destination for tourists. That could mean more music and drama programs for kids and adults, or more sculptures in parks and on city streets. And they're asking for your input to create a master plan.
It could include what they hope to see with regard to arts and cultural activities, or just a general expectations for the future of Grand Forks.
The Imagine Grand Forks event is going to be held April 28th at Central High. We have much more information about all of this online. Just head to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
The Fargo chapter of the Alpha Delta Kappa held its 7th annual baby shower at Sanford Hospital today for preemie babies born and hospitalized in the newborn intensive care unit. Members of ADK brought wrapped preemie outfits and area education personnel to the baby shower. NICU personnel, doctors, and nurses were guests of honor along with the parents of preemie babies. This event also was a tribute to the NICU staff who provide care and nurturing to the premature babies and their families.
In the past, have had about 135 outfits each year. This year, I expect it's going to be more than that, probably about 150 baby outfits.
Donated clothing will be stored in the Sanford NICU and placed on the baby bassinets with gift tags.
Great cause.
Yeah, and they'll, good deal.
Yeah. Well, later on Valley News Live at 6, what businesses in the Valley are asking you to donate?
And coming up next, we'll talk about your forecast, which includes more warm and wind and fire danger. I'll have details coming up right after this.